Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Tics. We have unboxed this watch in a different video, and now we're going to actually turn it on and take a first look at the Lemfo LEM5 smartwatch. It has all these things going for it: a IPS OLED round display, 400 by 400 pixel, about 1.4 inches, with a quad-core processor, 1 gigabyte of RAM and 8 gigabytes of ROM, as they often call it, but it's really flash memory. And it's running Android 5.1. As it boots up over here, you see that it has its own very interesting watch face. Well, it's not even at the watch face yet. It's still in the booting up process. This is interesting. Different than anything we've ever seen, and very similar to something we have seen. Yes, we will do a comparison video later, but today is the day for the LEM5 to shine on its own. So let's give a walkthrough and see what we've got here. If we go to the left, nothing. If we go to the right, you have the dialing option, contacts, SMS, heart rate, sports, your apps, and your settings. A lot of things. If we tap and go back to the main display and we go up, you see a circle that shows that we have 88% battery left, the date, and Wi-Fi is connected, but no SIM card, so I don't have cellular. If you have a SIM card in it, you can make calls with this round display that lets you put in your numbers and place a call, which won't go through now because I don't have a SIM card in it, but if you did, you could. Again, contacts is where you would have all of your contacts. You can add them, and you can give them a name, and then that brings up the new keyboard, which is like the telephone pad keyboard, where you can tap the letters quickly, and it'll lock in that letter, and then it'll move over the cursor so that you can put in the next letter, like that. You have the heart rate monitor. And this is a newer, advanced heart rate monitor. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you the diodes active. They're in here, but as soon as I touch it, if it's not on the wrist... Oh, yeah, we are. Okay, there you go. You see them both going? One on either side, and the receptor is in the middle. So I'm going to put my finger on it, and this little marker shows you it's like looking for the heart rate. It's hovering up high, 120. It's coming back down now. Measuring my fingertip. Theoretically, it'll measure anywhere you can. It's got capillary reading. It's saying I'm about 88 or 98, 99. You have an app store, which is different than the Google Play Store. This is an app store where they've actually loaded up some different watch apps to for you to download with it without you even having to log into Google. And they're pretty much basic, and we see them on all the watches. If it supports this particular watch store icon, you pretty much have all of these apps. If they add something to one of them, they're going to show up on all of them. All right, they're not pre-installed, which is kind of cool. It's not taking up your limited memory, but they are available that you can download them to your watch from the watch apps. You've got a voice search. Google independent now, it appears. Remember, I have not logged into Google yet. What time is it in Washington, D.C.? The time in
Washington, D.C. is 5:57 p.m.
I mean, Trumpville. It'll be renamed by, of course. Anyway, it's still called Washington right now, but you know how they change names related to presidents. Okay. Default clock takes you back to whichever one you want. And while we're at it, these are the wall watch faces that are installed in this watch. That's the one I put in, and it shows up as number 1. Let's do it the regular way. I'm going to select it. I'm going to come out of here. And I know, there's more to cover in settings. We will go back there. If I press and hold, you'll notice it's the very first one. So all of the ones you install using the clock skin folder will happen to the left, which means your very favorite skin can be the very first watch face that pops up when you scroll them all to the left. Boom, there you go. This is the default one that normally comes up, and it's the special one that Lemfo has created with some digital effects, some animation, It's got the percentage and the date and the time, and it does some flashy stuff. And I know the watch developers are drooling right now, wanting to get their hands on the technique that they're using here to do this. Yeah. Somebody want to dissect that one? That would be fun to see taken apart and put back together again. Here's another one. It's, you've seen a lot of these before on the stock watches. What do you mean you've seen them before? This is brand new. Well, there's a comparison video coming up, everybody. For those of you who don't know, there are other watches out there, and we're going to compare this one to something that, you guys know what I'm talking about. Here we go, some more watch faces. The nice thing is the display is brilliant. You can see it edge on. It's a really good, bright, nice, high-quality screen. Blacks are solid black, beautiful black. But here we got, sorry the hands aren't at the typical 10-10 position, but you have heart rate and battery power and steps and everything on that one. There's a red against black, almost too dark to see. This one here. These are pretty much stock watches that you just see on all of these Android watches that allow for you to install watch faces from that clock skin folder. This is kind of cool. Look at that inner circle turning slightly. I think it's supposed to be a disc brake or something in a car. And this one's got all the information. I like these that are informative so you, at a glance, can tell all your stuff. I think that's everything. There's your weather, your steps and heart rate, your battery, your date and time, day of the week, all of that. Here's like a turbo engine going. There's something that's showing the moon-sun sequence down below if it's working properly with your date and time in Windows. There's another one. There's quite a few pre-installed ones. Very nice classic analog. If you're going to go out in the bright sun, look for the ones that give you white against black, either digital or analog, if you really want to be able to see the time easily. Another rotating turbo blade. This is kind of a take on a digital watch. The seconds are ticking down around the outside with a red boundary. And here you got the day of the week with a nice plain flat watch with the date here and day of the week. And then you get to the plus sign. When you hit to the plus sign and you're connected to the internet, you go off to the server, and the server has a selection of watch faces that you can add to. That one's already installed, huh? So is that one. So is that one, I think. They're working on it as a work in progress. As soon as more of these watch faces are approved and populated, don't think we have that one. I'm going to touch that. It says start download. And in a moment, it'll be completed on that download, and then I can install it. In the meantime, I could keep scrolling and looking. Download success. Okay. And now that has been installed. We can come back and look at it later. Here's another one that's kind of a psychedelic kind of a thing. We'll download that one as well, just to show you a couple of them. And keep scrolling while it's doing that. This one I like. That's another one I use a lot because it also shows all of the information. And it should still be downloading that other one from up there. I'm going to touch this one, see what it says. It says downloading, but it's actually downloading that one, I think. They're small files, and it's over Wi-Fi, but still. Now it says start download, so it just started that one. And there we go. Okay, that's been successful. So you got a bunch more in here. You can spend a long, long time going through them. You see the little circles there again. It's constantly getting the next bunch. Take some time when you can really sit and go through these, because unfortunately, once you leave it, you have to start all over again from the beginning. Some of these, like I say, are already installed as core watch faces, and some of them are new. They're not actually on the watch. But when you're done, you just bail out of it. We'll take a look at the manual this way. I'm happy with this watch.